In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you the sewing technique of this stylish office dress. Yeah, welcome back to the part 2 of this video. My name is Justina, and without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So here's the pattern based on the first part of the video I uploaded, and these are the piece. So I've gone ahead to cut out my front pattern, as you can see, and I just added 0.5 inches for joining allowance. I've gone ahead to cut my back pattern, I've gone ahead to cut my skirt pattern, and for this front, I'm going to be cutting the center front, I'm going to be cutting two pieces. Now, the reason why I'm going to be cutting two pieces for the center point is so that I can cover up the neckline region neatly, okay? And this is optional, you can just as well go ahead to cut that part with facing. So after doing that, I'm going to go ahead to join the side front, as you can see, like so, down with the center front. And for the back, I'm going to go ahead to cut facing for the neckline, and I'm going to go ahead to sew in the dart, as you see. So I also have my skirt piece. So I added like 2 inches to the initial length I used just for my gown not to be short based on my length. So I'm going to go ahead to join the skirt piece, and I'm showing you the steps I used. So now this is the front piece, the center front. As you can see, I've gone ahead to turn the neckline even with the same fabric, and the neckline is very clean over there. Now the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is to join the side piece together, and I have the left and the right, so you want to take your time to mark so that you don't make any mistake when fixing this. So I'm just going to go ahead to fix this off camera, and I'm going to show you what this look like when I'm done doing that. So now, if you're a beginner at this particular step, you want to take your time in pinning this down so that you don't make any mistake while you are sewing, because this can be a little bit tricky while sewing. So you want to take your time to pin this down. Just look at the way I'm pinning my. If you follow this method, then you are sure to have the perfect princess seam over there. So after doing that, I went ahead to my back pattern. As you can see, I've turned this part with a facing, the neckline with a facing, and I've went ahead to sew in my back dart. Now this is what the front look like. You can see that even without adding any interfacing or anything, that upper part is giving that bustier shape already. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now is to align the back shoulder point and the front shoulder point together, like so, shown rather. So I'm going to be facing the right side of the front and the right side of the back, they are facing each other. So I'm going to place it at the shoulder like so, and I'll go ahead to join it at the shoulder and at the side based on my measurements. All right, now we are on the skirts. Now this is the back pattern of the skirts. So the first thing you want to do for this skirts, the back pattern is in piece, so we're going to be joining that pieces together. So the first thing we want to do now is to indicate where we want our slits to start from. You can go 10 inches, 11 inches from your end line, depending on what you want. And after that, from the upper part also, I'm going to be leaving about 8 inches for my zipper allowance on the lower part. So I went ahead to mark that point, and I'm just going to go ahead to indicate my zipper allowance, which is about 1.5. As you can see the way I marked that, and that is the only region I'm going to be sewing down. So after doing that, I'm going to go ahead to pin the part where I want the slit to be and the zipper to be, so that I'll open this up when I'm done and you can see what it looks like. All right, so this is what it's going to look like when I'm done. You can see that even though I've not pinned, now this is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to place the front like so on this, and if both ends are giving you the same length and width, then what you did was correct. So you can see the way my is. I'm going to go ahead to impute my waist round measurement divided by 4. Okay, that is going to be for my waist round. I'm already shaping the skirt here. Then my hip length is 8.5 inches. I'm going to go ahead to divide my hip round measurement divided by 4, and I'll go ahead to mark that part as seen. And for the lower end, I'm going to go ahead to divide my knee round measurement by 4, and I will just go ahead to mark that down. So after doing all of that, I'm just going to go ahead to connect from my hip round, my hip length, where I have my hip round measurement divided by 4, to my waist as seen. And I'm going to be using a slant straight line to connect from my hip down to my nail point. So after doing that, I've gone ahead to shaping this on both sides, and this is what it looks like. You can see the back, the slit region, and you can see the zipper region. So I'm going to go ahead to hem the lower end of this skirt, and I'm going to show you how to fix right away. So this is what the upper parts look like, and right now I'm going to be fixing this to the lower part of the gown. So you have to take your time to go ahead to overlock this with your overlock um, machine for you to have a neat finishing. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you how to fix, because I'll be fixing this off camera. So you want to make sure that the side of the upper part is properly aligned to the side of the lower part, which is the skirt. So you want to take your time to ensure that this is properly aligned. Just pin the two sides together, as you can see my rather. Then you go to the other end, you go ahead to pin the other side as I just did. So after pinning that, then you go ahead to ensure all the parts are well secured. Then you can go ahead to sew from the beginning to the end. Now this is just one technique I use to have that perfect alignment. Now if you've watched unto this point and you're yet to subscribe, if you are gaining value, don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notification bell so that when I post new videos, you get to see them. And of course, you are welcome to the family. All right, so just take your time to pin all around, and if what you did is correct, you should have a properly aligned front and back. And at times, due to the nature of the fabric and the direction in which you cut your fabric, you can have a little shortage or a little excess. Just go ahead to trim, and that's just for the body parts. Now, so this is what the sleeve look like, okay, when we went ahead to cut using the pattern from the first part of this video. So now I'm going to be cutting another piece, okay, because we want to have a clean finish at that slit end of the sleeve. So I'm going to be covering this whole sleeve with another sleeve I cut on the fabric. So we're going to be cutting two pieces for this sleeve, okay, because we want it to be neat and we don't want to have any fraying or anything. So you can see what I did. I've layered it on each other. So just go ahead to sew that slit end like so, and the two other end as you can see. And after sewing, you just go ahead to notch, clip, then turn over. All right, so this is what might look like. You can see I've sewn the lower end. I did not join the side of the sleeve yet. So you want to give this a good press, okay? Optional, you can also do well to add an stay towards the end of the sleeve for stability. I ended up using a tissue stay, which gave it a little bit of stability. But I will recommend you using an stay to have a firm stability at that end. So after doing that, you just go ahead to sew that using your sleeve allowance at the side, and this is what mine looks like. You can see how clean the slit end is. Then go ahead to weave in your sleeve allowance. So this is what my two sleeve look like in front, and this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead right now to insert this into my gown. And this is what the final look of the gown is giving after fixing. I hope you're enjoying this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.